cradle the body of my murdered son. The earth is cracked and hard beneath my knees. The sky is an orange hellscape of pollution clouds and jagged lightning. A dense fog, stained with a red of evaporated blood, slowly clears, cut through by bullets and the whip-crack lances of las rounds. The cacophony of battle fades into the background. The gunfire, the shouts, the screams, it all fades into a high-pitched whine, ringing in my ears. Garth, my son. He's limp, like the discarded doll of some spire-born princeling. There's a bloody crater of a bullet in his left temple. His right leg ends at the knee, where a line of rounds has cut him apart. His last words were that he was sorry. But he didn't do anything wrong. I hold his head against my chest and scream. The fog gathers about me, red and warm and wet. Through the blood haze, I see the outline of a great and terrible mountain of skulls. But it is not a mountain. It is a throne. I scream. I bring the machete down on the head of the man who murdered my son. I bring it down again and again until there's no head left. Just grey matter and bone fragments and bloody slurry. I stagger back, exhausted and panting. My eyes widen. I stare at Garth's headless body and scream a scream that will never end. They did this. They did this. I will have their blood. We will have their—
Hey, Malin, wake up.
I snap awake, flinging about my arms as I struggle to get myself vertical. Saf dodges back. My flailing fist flies just short of her face.
Whoa. It's okay. It's okay. It was just a dream. Just a nightmare.
I blink. I recognize Saf's face, the gauntness of her hollowed-out features, the thinning strands of her black hair. I calm down. Sorry, I mutter. I scrabble up to a sitting position. Saf smiles at me. Half her teeth are missing. Her gums are black and red.
It's okay.
I pinch my nose, massaging out the headache that spreads across my forehead. I offer Saf a weak smile in return. She's young as Garth was, when— She's one of my comrades in B3, a fellow soldier in the 2nd Free Regiment that fights desperate war against the damned Imperium. Darius, our sergeant, put us together. Saf's been showing me the ropes. She's taught me how to maintain my lasgun and how to patch up the holes in my stolen boots. She reminds me of Garth, even though she's not much like him at all. My Garth would have been scandalized by tattoos up and down her arms, the Promethean black gang signs and snarling dog faces. He would have been worried about the deep scars that trace the lines between the tattoos, the self-inflicted wounds of a young woman in desperate need of help. Saf talks roughly, acts roughly, but still, when she laughs, or shoots me a worried glance when she thinks I'm not paying attention, she reminds me of my son.
You okay?
Yeah.
Bad dreams?
Yeah. My son, My words die stillborn in my mouth. She nods in understanding.
We'll have their blood, Malin.
I grimace. Yeah. Everything all right here? Darius asks. He's holding up the flap to our tent, eyes glittering with an emotion I can't quite place. His whipcord frame is taut with lean muscle, his face narrow and grizzled with a graying stubble. He's already in his armor. The imperial insignia of his stolen flak is defaced and scratched out, the shoulders decorated with flenswire. His helmet bears the mark of the Lord of Blood. I heard shouting. Just a bad dream, I tell him. We're good.
Can you give him something?
Saf asks.
Darius knows some chemistry.
She explains to me.
He's helped me out with some stuff before.
I know a bit, Darius says with a half smile. He offers me his canteen. Not much, but water never hurts. I gratefully take a gulp of stale, lukewarm water. My throat is sore from screaming. Thanks. We're moving in 10, Darius tells us. Time to get ready. When I leave the tent, I almost gag at the horrible stench. Clover is boiling something foul in a bubbling helmet pot, leaning over the fire like a sump witch crafting potions for underhive mothers. His hunched posture adds to the awkwardness of his stretched-out frame, his bones an uneven shape, as if someone has broken them and reset them without much of a care. He's not wearing a top, revealing tumorous swollen muscles and thick red hairs running down his arms. He turns at the sound of my retching. His jaw juts out like a snout, his words muffled. Oh, hey! Against my better judgment, I step closer to see what he's doing. I throw up. Inside the makeshift pot is a human head. The skin runs like slurry, gathering in a thick, bubbling soup. Any indication of whom the head might have belonged to has sloughed from the bone. Clover grins. Sorry. What the fuck are you doing? Following orders. Whose? Clover shrugs in the direction of Darius. His. I pull a face. The head is almost entirely stripped of skin, the last bits of viscera slipping from the skull. Who was this? Clover sniffs. He looks away from me and returns to his pot, using his knife to encourage the last refuges of muscle to fall away. Some unlucky bastard. It's not Marrow, is it? The bastard commissar who killed your kin. Clover snorts in grim amusement. He doesn't have a skull anymore. You put pay to that. Should have warned you, Darius calls. He makes his way over, and I meet him halfway to get away from the smell. Why is he boiling a skull? Darius smirks. You make it sound so unreasonable, putting it like that. It's for later. For later? It's just a tradition we have in B3. We do it before every battle. You'll see. What tradition? Don't like surprises, eh? Darius grins again. He slaps me on the shoulder. Relax. It's a bit silly to tell the truth. Basically a drinking game. We get some booze, add our blood, and drink it from the skull of our enemies. Just an initiation thing. He laughs at my horrified expression. I know. It's a bit grim, but that's part of the point. It's disgusting, but we all do it. It brings us together, honors the Lord of Blood. Clover continues to poke the skull with his knife. Darius wrinkles his nose. In truth, that over there is the most gruesome bit. Fucking stinks, doesn't it? I pull a face. Yeah. Low? He offers me a stick from a blood-stained pack. I accept one, taking a deep breath of its fumes. The low smoke helps to banish the taste of liquid flesh from the back of my mouth. Darius stares out over the horizon. How are you getting along with Saf? Saf? Yeah, she's great. I know it's a bit much to bunk with a girl half your age. But needs must, you know. It's not a problem. Oh yeah? I frown. It's not like that. Like you said, she's half my age. Yeah. Darius takes another drag from his low. That was kind of the point, if I'm honest. What do you mean? You want the truth? Sure. I worry about her sometimes. In some ways, she's soft, dependent. She forms attachments. Don't we all? Darius shrugs. Maybe. Maybe I'm being harsh. Anyway, I figured you'd help each other out. I'm not following you. Yeah. I'll stop beating around the bush. He looks me in the eyes. She never had a dad. You've just lost your son. He raises a hand to stop me interrupting. Look, I know she's not your daughter. I'm not saying she'll ever replace Garth, nor should she. But she needs someone looking out for her, and I've got this feeling that you do better when you're looking after someone else. Gets you out of your own head, you know. I pull a face. Darius nods. I know. And I don't mean it as bad as all that. But am I wrong? You're a parent. You're best when you're focused on someone other than yourself. And hell, Malin, if you did focus on yourself right now, you're going to fall to fucking pieces. Because anyone would. He takes another drag of his low. Besides, you needed someone to show you the ropes. And she was the last one not sharing a tent. So there's that too. I grimace and look away. My eyes pass over Clover with his grotesque task and across the rest of the squad. They're busy packing up the tents, getting ready for the day's march. Look, Darius says, forget I said anything. I meant it as a compliment, really. I grunt in response. Are you a father? I ask after a few seconds. He pauses. No, he says. He grins. Not that I know of. We march across the wasteland beyond the hives, the surface of my polluted homeworld. I've started to get used to it. The open expanse of the orange sky doesn't send shivers down my spine anymore, and I don't feel dizzy staring out across the endless deserts of cracked rock and ashen sand. Silent lightning occasionally cuts through the clouds, briefly revealing the three-dimensionality of the stormy deeps. A cold, acrid wind stings at my nostrils before I wrap a makeshift scarf around my face. The ground is hard and rough beneath my feet, and I do my best to avoid the jagged pieces that will cut through my boots and create holes for smaller rocks to find. We follow the railway line. I think I'm making the reverse journey to that I made just a week ago, when they rounded us up from the Factorum, packed us onto a shuddering train, and transported us like groks to the slaughter. I remember the stench of the train carriages, the urine and the body odor and the oppressive heat of pressed bodies. Though by foot the going is hard, I'm grateful for the approximation of fresh air. The railway line leads back home, the hive city where I was born and raised, where I lived my entire life until last week. I don't even know its name. It is a monstrous, heaped pile of metal and rockcrete, a lumpen triangle of groaning weight, rasping orange-black pollution into the choked air. Each day, it gets bigger and bigger, but I still can't fathom the sheer scale of it. I still can't believe that there are billions of people living inside those hives of Factora and industry, that this distant abomination contains entire blocks and roadways and palaces and wastelands.
Bring back memories?
Saf asks me. She hasn't covered her face. Her skin is already pitted by grit and dust. I offer her a makeshift scarf, but she shakes her head.
No thanks.
Not really, I say, answering her question. I was just thinking how strange it looks from here.
Nothing like the old block, eh?
Yeah. Level 41. Block 74 Delta.
Tell me about it.
I shrug. Well, all hive blocks are the same, right? Think of a cube-mile box of ferrocrete, and you're not far off.
Sure.
I worked at the Factorum, I tell her. I was lucky. I had right of blood.
What's that?
It means I had employment at the Factorum. As long as I got there by first bells, I couldn't be turned away.
This was an inheritance thing?
I smile softly. Yeah. My great-granddad bought it with his life savings. He wanted to make sure his descendants would always have work for generations to come. That's what my dad told me anyway. I pause at the memory of my father. Saf lets out a low whistle. What? I ask.
Nothing.
No, go on. She hesitates.
I was just thinking. No offense, but that all sounds really depressing.
My smile fades. Yeah, I guess it was.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. I guess it's all relative. At least I never had to join the work queues. At least I never had to join one of the work gangs. I go quiet. There's more I could say, but I don't have the heart for it. Saf nods.
Fuck 'em,
she says. I know she means the Imperium. Yeah, fuck 'em, I agree. We watch another flash of lightning cut across the heavens. So, I say, the Lord of Blood.
What a segue.
Sorry. But still, I know what Darius thinks. I know what Clover thinks. But what about you?
Probably the same as them. What did they say?
I think on it for a few seconds. That he's what happens when you say enough is enough. That he won't fix your problems for you, but that he'll give you the strength to take matters into your own hands.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Clover put it more bluntly.
Sounds like Clover.
Yeah. He said it can get pretty awful, but at least the Lord of Blood frees you from all the grok shit. What about you then? What do you think? Saf pauses before replying.
I guess I always thought of him as how a dad should be. Like what you were saying. Someone who encourages you to stand up for yourself and face the world. Someone who gives you confidence, but doesn't just wave a magic wand and fix everything for you. Someone who'll look after you without deciding everything for you, you know?
Yeah.
And someone who's always there.
She bites her lip and looks away.
I don't know.
No, I like that. I keep my voice gentle. And it tracks with what Darius said. Maybe Clover just had a bit of a shit dad.
Probably. He's not exactly the well-adjusted type.
Her laugh sounds younger than her face looks. I suppose it's seen less horror. Just be careful, Saf, I say. I don't know much about anything, really, but I do know this. There's always a catch. Saf shrugs.
Yeah, probably.
The Hive city looms across the horizon as the 2nd Free Regiment veers from the railway track. Thousands of men and women tramp along the blasted landscape, the orange sky dulling as a smothered sun slowly dies. We make for a compound of Lesser Factora, 30 miles or so from the Hive. From here, it looks tiny, a mere footnote against the enormity of the Hive itself. As we approach, we organize our loose marching formation into more disciplined ranks. Darius says it's unlikely that the place is occupied, but it never hurts to be careful. "What is it?" I ask him, as he returns from talking with a B platoon lieutenant. He grins and offers me his water canteen. I take a drink. My throat is still sore, my breath ragged from the long march. Our last stop before the main event. A sewage plant. Anything that isn't recycled within the Hive gets pumped here for one last go at water reclamation. Clover swears loudly. Darius laughs. Clover gets it. What does he get? I ask. A few of the others chuckle grimly. What? It's how we're getting into the bastard Hive. Darius's grin widens. That's right. It's going to fucking stink. And then some. I wrinkle my nose. Darius claps my shoulder. It's the only way, I'm afraid. We'll find one with a maintenance route the Red Robes use when there's a blockage, and we'll follow it all the way to the Underhive. It's going to fucking stink. We'll have their blood, brother. But first, we have to wade through their shit. I pull a wry face. Isn't that the truth? As the sewage plant gets closer, its sheer scale becomes apparent. Grimy silos pitted by streaks of acid rain bump shoulders with sprawling factora of gurgling pipes, automated pumps wheezing up and down like huge blacksmith bellows. The stink of waste is thick, sending troops retching as the rest of us plug our noses with whatever we have to hand. We half encircle the compound and cautiously advance, but the place is empty. Between the vastness of the buildings, the wheeze of the pumps, and the complete absence of people, it feels eerie. Where the fuck is everyone? Clover grumbles, voicing my thoughts. He sweeps the street with a stubby barrel of his heavy bolter, recently looted from the dead. The ropes of the bolt ammunition form a loose scarf around his shoulders. Fled, most likely, Darius says. Then why are we doing this, Darius? In case they've left behind any nasty surprises. So shut up and do your job. Clover growls, but he goes quiet. He covers as we advance up a dusty track between two stinking silos. We reconsolidate at the end of the street, Darius using battle ciphers to communicate with B2 one street over. As it is, I think we would have run into something by now. What would we have run into? I ask. I lean out around the corner of a squat maintenance station, spotting nothing but empty streets of dirt and the claustrophobic clumping of rusted factora. I lean back. Nothing there, I report. Lieutenant says there were never many people here. Just some low-level red robes and the servitors that did all the work. Maybe they had a couple combat servitors in case of waste raiders, but the red robes would have brought them along when they ran. Looks like they took the servitor drones too. I nod. Still, with the cogs you never know. Took the words right out of my mouth, brother. It takes a few hours, but we eventually rule out the possibility of any mechanical traps or hidden combat servitors. We set up camp inside the complex. It stinks here, but the clouds are churning, and the buildings will provide some cover from the wind and acid rain. There is an expectant atmosphere in the air. We all know that this is the last stop before the hive, the last proper rest before weeks, months, hell, maybe even years of battle. Ophi breaks out the bottle of rum he's been hiding, explaining he found it on an Imperial officer and was saving it for the occasion. We don't entirely believe him. The bottle is half drunk, but we're in good spirits regardless. We start putting up the tents. Darius has gotten his hands on the slough-skinned skull, and he's busy whittling a shallow basin in its dome. Flecks of bone dust fly into the air, carried by the rising wind. I stretch as I step away from the tent, glancing around. C Platoon seems to be building a bonfire, soldiers stripped to the waist despite the chill. The flames lick merrily at the air. They must have burned some of the chemicals they found in the complex. The flames smell foul, and they're scarlet red. The fire casts strange, hazy shadows against slime-encrusted walls. I hear the sound of glass smashing from a street over, chased by the whoops and hollers of drinking soldiers. The air is charged with the glow of fires and the tension of unfolding celebrations. It feels like a Saints' Day party on the cusp of a food riot.
Malin!
Saf calls. She's got the tinderbox going, and the rest of B3 squat around its warmth. She saved a place for me, along with a stick of dried grox. I gnaw at the stringy meat as Darius sets the skull down on an empty ammunition box. This is it. The last night before our final struggle begins. Oh, here comes the fucking speech, Clover mutters. We laugh, even Darius, but he's undeterred. Our cause is just, Darius continues. He meets our eyes one by one, his tone sobering. The Imperium we fight is evil. Their false emperor is just a lie they use to keep us in line, to keep us as their slaves. They break our backs beneath the Factora. They steal the fruits of our labors, and they brainwash our children to love the very same people that hate and abuse them. And they're good at it too. Some say they've been doing it for 10,000 years. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't. We know how they lie. We've all got our reasons for being here. But what we all share is that we just won't take it anymore. The scales have fallen from our eyes. We've seen through the grog shit. We've reached breaking point, and we've had enough. For generations, they've had our blood. Now we will have theirs. He gestures to the titanic silhouette of the hive. Most people in there are slaves. We've more in common with them than they do with our enemy, and they'll get the chance to join us. Many will. Many won't. Either way, we can't let pity stay our hand. We have to win. We have to bring the system down, even if we have to drown that entire hive in blood. Because that's what the bastards fucking deserve. Because we just won't take it anymore. The Lord of Blood is with us, Darius says. The skull gleams in the firelight. It's almost intact, but for the shallow basin in its dome and the chasm of a bullet wound in its left temple. As Darius gestures, Ophi adds a few fingers of the officer's rum to the makeshift bowl. The drink glistens dully. He's seen our struggle. He's seen the shit we've gone through, the shit we've taken, and he's been waiting for us to reach breaking point. He's been waiting, impatiently, angrily, furiously, for us to finally get to the point where we just won't take it anymore. That's the here and now, brothers and sisters. We've thrown off our chains. We're rising up, and he rises with us. He screams with us. He fights with us. And all he wants is blood, Darius says. He draws his combat knife and cuts along his palm. Blood flows from his hand into the bowl of the skull. Tonight, we offer him our own. But tomorrow, the blood will be our enemies. Victory bound in blood. Vengeance bound in blood. Blood for the blood god, Clover mutters. He takes Darius's knife and adds his vitae to the mix. I feel anticipation shiver through my bones. We go around in a circle, each adding our blood. When it's my turn, I draw the knife across my palm and think about Garth. I think about the way my son begged for forgiveness as he lay dying with an amputated leg. I think about the way the bullet slammed into his left temple, the way he suddenly fell limp in my shaking arms. We will have their blood, I vow quietly, reaching my hand over the skull. I have to lean across the tinderbox to do it, the heat of the fire stinging at my palm. My shoulders shake. I watch my blood splatter into the carved bowl. We finish the circle. Darius smiles at us all. His eyes glitter red in the glow of nearby fires. You are my brothers. You are my sisters. You are my family. He reaches into his pouch, producing a few sprigs of some unknown plant. He grinds it into a powder between his thumb and index finger and sprinkles the contents into the blood. I want to ask him what it is, but the mood is charged, and it feels wrong to speak. Darius holds the skull aloft. He takes a sip and passes it to Clover on his left. We all drink. The taste is foul, coppery, alcoholic, and bitter. But we all drink. Like this, we are made as one. When the skull reaches Darius again, the shallow bowl is empty. He sets it down on the ammunition box. He grins. His teeth are stained red. Right. Let's get drunk. I feel heady. My vision is blurry. I wander through the sewage plant in a daze, taking in the sights and sounds of the 2nd Free Regiment in celebration. Everything looks different in the red glow of firelight. Soldiers laugh and wrestle in the dirt. Their movements cast strange shadows along the walls, the shadows of half men, half goats butting horns in the flicker of a dying light. Squad mates sing, arm in arm. I can't make out the words. I'm not sure if it's even Gothic. The lyrics sound savage and guttural and send growling reverberations through my stomach. Or maybe that's from the men and women using their helmets as makeshift drums, banging them together or else slapping at them with large, meaty hands. I stumble past. The chaotic percussion fades to the back of my mind, displaced by a quiet sobbing that slowly rises into a rumbling thunder, a misery calcifying into an eternal, unstoppable rage that sets the shadows aflame and sends me staggering back to the light. I blink. I feel dizzy. I see two young men dancing around each other with reddened combat knives, laughing and screaming as they lash out at each other and cut away strips of bloody flesh. By the time I've blinked again, they're now embracing, their bodies seeming to wetly merge into the reverie haze of the shimmering air. I swallow, not understanding, not comprehending. Somewhere close, a woman is chanting in some language I don't recognize. Her low voice sounds like a bestial growl as another group bellows blood-sworn oaths. I spin, trying to find my way back to B3. I've lost my sense of direction. I barely know where I am. I'm unsteady on my feet. I half collapse against the yellow-red window of a shallow Factorum plant. The window is grimy with dust and ash. It dimly reflects the shivering flames of sooted red. I squint at my reflection. I try to make sense of my shifting features as the skin seems to slough from my face. I feel a pang of terror, but then my face snaps back to its proper shape, recognizably me, if gaunt, and carved out by desperation and hardship and fear. I place my hand against the window. The plexiglass is warm, almost hot. I narrow my eyes. A shape forms around the print of my hand, murky and ill-defined. There is someone inside the building, I think, on the other side of the pane. They press their hand against mine, but their skin is red and blistered, like they've walked through hellfire to reach me. I can almost feel the heat bubbling through the glass. Sweat slinks from my palm. It stings as it flows past my bandaged wound. I almost slip. The sweat runs red and drips against the ground. It's loud. Each drip is like thunder. It's all I can hear. I see the blurred outlines of a face on the other side of the glass. I sway. I see an elongated head ending in a bony crest. I see curved horns jutting back along the length of the crest. I see red skin and burning eyes. I see a sunken nose and a long lashing tongue. It roars. It slams another hand against the glass. It is desperate to get out. I shriek, jumping back. I would fall, but someone grabs me. I lash out at them by instinct. My fist connects with Clover's misaligned snout. He growls, catching me in a bear hug and pinning my arms. I squirm. For a moment, I think he's going to kill me. But then I realize he's laughing. "Come on," he says. His voice sounds strangely distant. "Back to the others." He leads me by the shoulders as I mumble vague protestations. I look over my shoulder toward the window as he pushes me through a group of dancing soldiers. There is a crack along the pane on the other side of the glass. I blink. I'm sitting around the tinderbox with the others. Saf rests her head on my shoulder. Darius sits opposite me, the flames between us lengthening into gulfs of burning chasms as he slowly smiles. His teeth are fangs. His eyes are red. His tongue lolls wet and thick, like some rabid sump wolf. He says something to me, but I don't understand his words. I groan to myself and screw my eyes tight. I take the canteen he offers and cleanse my parched throat with hot, stale water. When I open my eyes, Saf is gone. Hazy figures move about in the darkness beyond the fire. I'm kneeling in front of the skull, as if the bone and the empty ammunition box is an altar to forbidden gods. My hand cradles its left side, my thumb feeling out the contours of the bullet hole in its temple. I reach out with my other hand and raise the skull into the air. I breathe. I smell chemicals and soot and sweat and blood and effluence. It's your fault, the skull seems to say. Its features are silhouetted against the fire. You should have done more. No. If you had been stronger. No. If you had been braver. No. If you had not been so fucking weak. No! I scream and slam the skull's forehead against my own. I feel something fracture. It might be the skull. It might be my skull. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The machete falls down on his head, again and again and again. Something gives way with a horrendous crack. Pain blooms across my head. I hear someone laughing. I hear someone sobbing. I hear someone scream. I think it's me. I stagger across the wasteland of charred rock and broken bones. I'm naked. I'm covered in cuts and bruises. The soles of my feet bleed from 1,000 cuts, leaving a trail of smudged footprints behind. I cradle the skull close to my chest. My hands pour with blood. I just focus on putting one foot ahead of the other. In the distance is a great burning pyre, forming a triangle of blazing red heat. I keep trying to look at it, but it's too bright. It burns so brightly that it stings my eyes and leaves me blind. The fumes of war and coppery smoke spit from the mountain, belched forth from a titanic fire. There are shapes within the blood-red haze. The shapes drive daggers through my brain. I see the shadows of 8 iron pillars, each ablaze with runes of monstrous blasphemy. I see the arms of a colossal throne, formed from 1 trillion skulls. I see the shape of the thing that sits upon the throne, whose movements send hivequakes across the burning hellscape and churn ocean-sized rivers of boiling blood. Everything hurts. It feels like someone has beaten me to the edge of death. The skull in my arms is getting heavier and heavier. I look down at it. I scream at the face I see, and I wake in a reverie of pain and blood. I'm on my bedroll. Somehow, I'm in my tent. My head is killing me. I reach to my forehead with trembling hands. I cry out as my palms cut themselves on something sharp.
You're awake. Hey, don't move. Don't move.
I blink. My vision is groggy. Blood oozes from my hands and across my face, tasting coppery and bitter. Saf crouches over me. Her face is ashen white. Deprivation has carved out her cheeks into something sunken and hollow. Her eyes are full of worry. It's like looking into the eyes of my son. I go to speak, but I choke at the flash of memory. and manage little more than a sob.
Shh, it's okay. It's going to be okay.
I don't know what's going on. Tears sting at the corner of my eyes. Take me back to the Factorum. Take me back to the rope gangs of Old Plunger. Take me back to a time when things made sense. Take me back to when my son was. I hear movement at the entrance of the tent. Saf turns towards it.
Darius,
Give us some space, Saf. And don't worry. Everything's okay.
I weakly reach after Saf as her face disappears from view and is replaced by Darius's. His features are more wolfish than usual. His eyes glitter red and his tongue wets the length of his lips.
You're okay, he tells me,
squatting down. He offers me his canteen.
Have some water.
I shake my head, but the movement sends lances of pain through my forehead.
You sure? Your lips are flaking, brother.
I groan. I lick my lips. My throat burns.
Here.
I take the canteen and unstop it with trembling fingers. I take a few deep gulps. My vision starts to clear.
Everything's okay,
he interrupts. He smiles.
You had a night.
What happened?
You've been blessed, Malin. The Lord of Blood has seen you. It's a good thing, brother. You walked in his shadow last night. Don't you remember?
I try to think. Not really. I groan, trying to sit up. He grips my forearm and helps me.
Do you remember the initiation?
Yeah.
You went for a bit of a wander. Do you remember that?
I close my eyes. I see an inhuman face screaming at me from the other side of a window pane and shudder. Some of it.
I sent Clover to go find you. He says you were spooked. That you hit him in the face.
Oh, yeah, I'm...
No need to worry. He's fine.
He led me back to B3.
That's right. You sat with us for a while. Ophi found a second bottle in his rucksack. Damn his squirrely hide.
Darius grins.
We were all pretty wasted.
Another jolt of pain shoots through my forehead. My arm rises instinctively, but Darius stops me before I cut my hand again.
Go easy there. Do you remember going back to the skull?
I don't know. Maybe. Did I? Darius nods.
Start headbutting it. Yeah. We didn't notice at first. Like I say, we were all pretty wasted. But then you started screaming.
Is that why my head hurts?
Yeah. Kind of.
His eyes glitter.
I told you I'd never lie to you, brother.
Darius, what's going on?
The Lord of Blood was watching you. Screaming through you.
Am I going to die?
No. Nothing like that. This is a good thing, Malin. He sees us.
You're scaring me now. Just tell me what's happened. Is my skull broken?
Quite the opposite, brother. Look.
I raise the canteen to my head and squint at my dull reflection. I scream. We enter the maintenance tunnels leading to the underhive of my stolen home. It stinks. The stench is so thick that I can feel it against my skin as something physical, cloying and thick and musty. I feel my pores clog with the fumes of human waste, the excreta and urine of a billion struggling people. We use a gangway along the flowing river, soldiers occasionally pausing to retch and vomit in the turgid current. The less said about it, the better.
You okay?
Saf asks. She walks behind me. There isn't much space. I haven't spoken since I saw my face. None of us are speaking much. To speak is to taste what we're smelling, no matter how many scarves or ragged fabrics sit between our lips and the chem-fused air. I grunt by way of reply. She leans forward to squeeze my shoulder. I reach up and squeeze her hand back.
It'll be okay,
she says. No, it won't. We walk for hours, maybe days. We're bone tired, but no one wants to stop and rest. The smell is so bad that to stay in it would drive us mad. It is already in our pores, already coating our skin. If we stay here too long, it'll reach the marrow of our bones. Some collapse, those that don't have the stomach for it. They vomit out their guts, and the long walk does the rest, dehydration scooping out their strength. We carry them, but the going is tough. Some poor bastards fall in the river. No one tries to help them. If they don't drown, the toxic shock will kill them instead. The less said about it, the better.
Almost there,
Darius says. I don't know if he's lying to us. I don't know how he'd be able to tell. Every tunnel looks the same. Each twist and turn blends into the one before, and it's pitch black but for the gleam of our las guns and the stuttering illumination of our stab lights. The underhive might not be any better. It's a pointless, useless thing to say, and I regret it as soon as it comes out of my mouth. But Darius takes it in stride.
Don't be so sure, brother. Everything you think you know about the underhive comes from them.
By them, he means the enemy. He means the Imperium. I nod. I'm about to apologize for being a downer, but I'm interrupted by the unmistakable rat-tat-tat-tat of autogun fire. It sounds distant, but it's hard to be sure. Sound travels strangely through the muck haze. Excitement ripples through the ranks. My head pounds to a silent war drum.
Sounds like B1's met the locals,
Darius says.
Okay, everyone. Ready up. Hydrate. I don't care how much it stinks. Drink some water.
He hands me his canteen. I push my makeshift scarf down from my face and drink. It's impossible to stop the stink blending with the taste. It's rancid and foul, but the water helps me think. The rest of B3 drink from their canteens as Darius listens to the micro-beat buzzing in his ear. The drumming in my head intensifies. It's pain, but it's energizing too. I take a few deep breaths. My shoulders heave up and down. It still stinks, but I no longer care. Adrenaline pumps through my muscles. I've missed it.
We're up,
Darius shouts. Ahead, B2 is already running forwards.
Let's move.
Who's the enemy?
Clover growls.
Just kill anyone you see.
Clover hefts up his heavy bolter. He grins.
All right then.
We rush forwards. The adrenaline warps time. My sight narrows. The percussion in my head bangs louder and louder. Are we at the front? Is B platoon first into the underhive? I don't know. I don't remember. I can barely think. We see light, the flash of lasfire, the buzz of artificial lumen, the glow of junkyard fires. Our boots pound against corrugated metal. I hear screams and battle cries. I am not afraid. I'm angry. We burst through the broken gates of an abandoned sewer and into the underhive proper. My eyes sting against candlelight, wax dripping along dented rooftops and from rusted gangplanks. I'm in a shanty town of scavenged metal and bleeding candles, shacks of corrugated ferrum wilting under the weight of their haphazard design. They form primitive streets of discarded trash and solidified wax. B2 heads right. We go left. I hear shouting and shooting, but it's hard to know where it's coming from. I make out a few words, but they're snatched from the air, out of context and hard to pass. A heavy-set man in tattered rags bursts out from a heap of rubbish. His skin is dark but mottled pink by the burn wounds across his arms and face. His clothes are torn, seemingly held together by sagging chains that pinch into his flesh.
For the Emperor!
He screams. Without thinking, I spin and shoot him 3 times in the chest. He slams back down among the detritus. The makeshift flamer in his hands bangs against the floor. Its canister comes loose and leaks crude promethium. When it finds a fluttering candle, the promethium ignites. The fires follow the slinking path back to their source. We jump back before the canister explodes. The body of the man I killed bursts into dancing flames. Should I feel more? Should I feel regret? Should I feel loss? I just feel angry. Another fanatic bursts from the door of a shack. A thin-faced man with wild eyes and an industrial chainsaw in his hands. He brings his weapon down towards Saf. I kick him back to send him off balance. The chainsaw misses Saf by inches. Saf raises her lasgun, but Darius beats her to it. He riddles the man with las rounds until he topples, twitching onto the rubbish-strewn floor. I meet Saf's eye. She smiles. There's something in her eyes that reminds me of someone. Saf's about to say something when we're distracted by another scream from up ahead. I see an underhive preacher swaddled in filthy ministorum robes. She scrabbles back. Her face is twisted into something between fear and revulsion. We shoot at her, scoring las rounds into blackened iron, but she's already gone, fleeing around the corner. I see a young man go limp, a bullet hole in his head. I see a mountain of skulls and an eternity of rage. Something in me snaps. I will have their blood.
Blood!
I charge after the preacher. I vaguely hear someone shouting after me, familiar voices calling me back, but I won't be denied.
Saf, go after him. We'll push on.
I see a church held aloft by iron pillars. I see a 2-headed eagle broken in half and sagging above rusting sheets of corrugated metal. I see an edifice of hate and lies backdropped by an ocean of fire, bonfires that lick at the ash-stained air. I see the face on the other side of the glass. I see the face in the reflection of the canteen.
Blood!
They told me that the Emperor protects. They told me that I was blessed, because my labors would be rewarded with safety and eternal salvation. Well, I labored. I labored for over 3 decades. And then they stole me from my home and sent me to die. They killed my son and delivered my soul into hell itself. The Emperor doesn't protect. He doesn't protect anyone. I will have their blood.
Malin! Wait!
I smash aside corrugated metal. I crash into the narrow confines of an underhive church and scream hate at an altar of glistening rock. The pews are screaming. They are fashioned of rough stone and scavenged metal, and they are screaming. I shoot at them so they will be quiet. It takes me a few moments to realize that the screams come from the women and children cowering behind them, but that doesn't stop me shooting. I will have their blood.
Blood!
Malin!
My last gun clicks dry. I throw it down to the ground, furious. A woman runs at me with a serrated knife. I headbutt her. Her skull breaks apart into shattered pieces. I draw a machete from my belt. I don't remember how it got there.
Malin! Wait!
Other people are moving. Children shriek and try to run past me, or else clamber desperately over makeshift pews. I lay waste to them. There are no innocents here. They offered worship to their Emperor, and the Emperor does not protect.
Back, devil!
A woman shouts. The priest. She stands at the front of the pitiful nave, before her crusted altar. She thrusts her AQUILA talisman towards me. Does she think that AQUILA will save her? I hate her for believing so. I charge towards her. Her defiance shatters to animal fear, and she goes to run before I bury the machete between her shoulder blades. I hack apart her body until her dirty robes are wet with the vitae of her severed life.
Malin!
Someone grabs my shoulder. I spin by instinct. The machete slams into them. They shudder. The red haze clears. Saf. She clutches at my shoulder. Her eyes are wide. She sputters blood. My machete has broken apart her flak. The blade is buried deep inside her. The strength in her legs gives out. She goes to collapse. I catch her. Saf! She's limp. Horribly, pitifully limp. Why? Why did you grab me like that? Saf splutters. I feel her blood upon my lips. Don't talk. I gently lower her to the ground. My nostrils flare to the smell of copper. I try to ignore the bloody horror of dismembered limbs and broken bodies in my peripheral vision. Save your strength. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't say that. Hush now. It'll be okay.
I'm sorry.
No, don't. Anything but...
I'm sorry.
She shudders one last time and goes still. I begin sobbing. Malin. How long has it been? Minutes? Hours? Days? Malin. The sound of battle has faded to the back of my mind. The screams, the gunfire, the feasting of merry flames. I've closed my eyes. I can't look at what I've done. Malin. My eyes snap open. I'm holding Saf's body, All the color has drained out of her. All of it has fled into the puddle around my knees. We're surrounded by the bodies of priests and children. I turn my head and fix my eyes on Darius. He stands in the broken doorway of the murdered church, taking in the scene with glittering red eyes. He meets my gaze.
What happened?
I didn't know it was her. She just grabbed my shoulder. I didn't mean to.
He nods. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. He takes a step towards me. It reminds me of an animal stalking closer.
Let go of her, Malin. It's okay.
No.
It's done. It's over.
No! Stay back! Darius stops. I see the shadow of a smile upon his lips.
It's what we wanted, brother. It's what they deserved.
No!
They gave their prayers to a lie. They offered praise to the bastards that betrayed you and killed your son. They made their choice.
But they were children.
Then others made their choice for them. Either way, the choice was made. We will have their blood, remember?
But Saf...
She tried to stop you. She tried to stop you from giving them what they fucking deserved.
No!
I liked her, brother, but she was weak. She wasn't going to make it.
He takes another step forward.
It doesn't matter.
How can you say that? Darius reaches my side. He gently but firmly takes Saf from my arms. He carries her limp body and places it on the altar of crystal-hewn stone. When he turns his head to look back at me, his eyes glitter red and yellow.
It doesn't matter, brother. It doesn't matter from where the blood flows. Only that it does.
He reaches to the canteen at his belt. He offers it to me, backdropped by blood and horror.
Drink.
Thank you for listening to this video from the Archive Tower. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to the channel.